Hello and welcome to another video in my channel. This is going to be my review of July. And shall we begin? Okay, first of all, I'm going to start with the series of videos that I made during July. That is the 30 days challenge that you should definitely check out in my channel if you want to make like an easy workout from home with zero equipment. Later, let's move on a really important thing for me that I made this month. I finally finished one of the books I have been reading the whole year. And I finished the book that it was called All I Know About Love of Dolly Anderson. And in the beginning, it was really heavy for me to continue reading because I couldn't see myself in these stories, because she starts talking about stories of her love life and her relationship with the friends since she was very young, and that involved a lot of partying, and I am not really a fan of partying, etc., etc. But as soon as she arrived in her 20s, I could really see myself, and I don't know if I will continue seeing myself when I arrive in my 30s. But I definitely recommend that book. And nothing. I also hope that I will continue and I will finish the other book that I have, so I will be free to read my Jonas book that I have in Greece. Later, I will talk about my travels. I think I went to 3 places. The first one that I went, it was called Sotonera. It's like a village in Spain where there is like a big lake, and I went in the nautical club, so we could rent kayaks and make rounds in the lake, and we spent the whole day there. It was really fun, and I think I will definitely go back there with more friends of mine. Another place that I went was a village called Salaval, where I played a 3-on-3 with my teammates, and that was really fun because we knew almost everyone, like we made new friends. It was a fun experience. Talking about the travels that I did in July, I think the best one with difference, it was in Vitoria, in the Basque Country. It was my first time in the Basque Country, and I really liked that everything was so close. It's a city with everything, with all the things needed, but at the same time everything is so close. And as they told us in the tour that we made, it's a green city, and they have many trees, and around the buildings there is like a forest type of thing, because they just want to stay as eco-friendly possible, and they want to keep everything closed, because if there wasn't that tree ring, as they call it, well, there will be more neighborhoods outside of the center, and then they wouldn't have that commodities of everything being closed and everyone being able to move. And also they told us that they really use the tram and the bikes, so it's not really common to go there by car. And last but not least, this past weekend I went in Comaruga in Catalonia. I really liked that type of beach. It was full of sand. There is a big distance from the street until the sea. The part that I went, it was close to the nautical club, and I could see people renting jet skis, a type of boats, kayaks, etc., etc. And it was really clean, and I really enjoyed it. Now let's pass in the TV shows and in the movies I watched this month. So this month I watched Chernobyl, which was a very shocking series for me. I really love how they executed the amount of information that I learned. It was impressive, and it really got me thinking about what happened, because it was a national disaster, and it really gives you insight on what exactly happened. And secondly, of the TV shows, I watched the first season of White Lotus, which was a little bit disturbing and it was a little bit confusing. I really like the scenery, the views, the actors, but the stories, they were too dramatic for me. But overall, I enjoyed. Now, about the movies, I will start by saying that I went to the cinema and I watched Oppenheimer. Why I chose to watch Oppenheimer? Because when I go back to my country, I want to watch Barbie with my mom. It was an excellent movie. I really enjoyed it, but the duration of it was too much for me. I went to watch it in the first week of streaming, and it was a Friday night. The screening was at 9 at night, so it was almost impossible for me to follow it at 100% because I was very tired. Another movie that I watched, Can You Keep a Secret? That movie has an excellent cast. I really like it. It's a typical rom-com and is one of my favorites that I watched this month. I also watched A Través del Mar, Through the Sea, it's called in English. Last month I watched the first one, that was A Través de mi Ventana. That I told you guys that it was the typical Wattpad story where she falls in love with a bad guy. It was a little bit cringe, but I am so into this type of movies. So what happens in the second movie? The drama they just create drama just for creating it, and the ending, it was unnecessary in my opinion. It's supposed that there is a third movie on the way that fixes what happened in the second movie, but will I see it? Of course, 100%. I don't have anything else to say. If I don't know if I would suggest it, because I know that I will watch it because I like this type of movies, but I wouldn't suggest it. I also went to the cinema and I watched the newest Indiana Jones movie. I had never watched the Indiana Jones movies. It was very interesting. It was very interesting to see how the actor at this age was making some stunt, or how he kept filming the movie. And I really enjoyed that. At the end they spoke also Greek. Another movie that I watched was Mama o Papa. It's a Spanish movie where there is an unconventional couple that they want to get divorced, and in the beginning they're just trying to see who will stay with the kids, because both they have some really interesting job opportunities, and they just get into this fight that I am going to do worse, so the kids would decide to stay with the other parent. It's a very typical Spanish comedy. It's very nice. I wasn't pleased with the end of it, but I would suggest it. Another one. It was the Bird Box Barcelona. Me, I haven't watched the Bird Box, the movie with Sandra Bullock, but it was the Bird Box Barcelona, and is a typical movie with the fantasy element, and it was a little bit scary, but at the same time, I don't know, it's like a scenario that I really wish that I would never leave, and it really kept me at the edge of my seat, and I enjoy watching it. And last but not least, I watched Fantasy Island. Fantasy Island is one of the movies that gives you anxiety. It's like all the things that happen, like it's of action, and it has that fantasy element, and it just things keeps happening, and you're like all the time like, why does this happen? Or it gives you anxiety. But it's really interesting to see how the pieces fall into place and everything comes together for the final result. So this was my July, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure that you save the rest of my videos, the rest of the resolutions and reviews I made of my year so far, and also be sure to check the 30 days challenge that I made and let me know what you think. See you in the next video. Bye!